Hello, Mark Jeffries here with another secret messaging and body language review of some of the recent significant moments in the United States presidential election process. Now, update, between us, I was booked and confirmed to make my first appearance on Fox News to discuss Bernie Sanders' endorsement of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump's announcement of Mike Pence as vice presidential nominee. Now, because of unthinkable events in the south of France and dramatic moves out in Turkey, my appearance was postponed. That's the word they used. Now, I had done a fair amount of work and prep on this, and so I wanted to present my findings to you, my friends, on the internets. So first up, and I don't even think you need someone like me to make this observation, but here is a still frame of Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton immediately after Bernie says the phrase, "Secretary Clinton has won the Democratic nominating process." Doesn't look very happy, does he? Tensed up, pursed lips like this. Pursed lips on him, a smile on her. And as we all know, pursed lips and a dropped head shows a sense of shame and disappointment. A bit like when a Japanese executive makes a very public television apology. We've all seen that. Now, throughout the endorsement speech, Hillary stands very, very close, just in case. I'm not quite sure what she was expecting, but she was close. She could deal with it. Throughout the speech, she continues to nod and clap at a relatively consistent rate. However, once Bernie starts reveling in the 1,900 delegates that he won across so many states, Hillary's nodding and constant applause kind of stop. And it looks for a moment like she wants to add some sort of comment, but she holds herself back, which is very strong of her. But the whole moment, just there, a bit awkward. By the way, you've heard me talk about the power of three before, right? Also known as the tricolon. Well, Bernie couldn't avoid a couple of these fabulous rhetorical devices himself, and my favourite happened to be this one. Too many Americans are being left out, left behind, and ignored. There it is. 3. Seriously, the magic number. He followed up later on by encouraging people to imagine a democratically controlled Senate, a democratically controlled House, and a Hillary Clinton presidency. Boom! There it was again. 3. I did find fascinating Bernie's use of the phrase, Hillary Clinton understands. He said this particular phrase at least 5 times in his speech, and I took it to mean, I've told Hillary Clinton that in return for this endorsement, I strongly encourage her to agree with me on the following points. But that's just my opinion. That's just me translating words. By the way, the election process so far has taught us something very important about what I like to call memorable labels. Memorable labels are sometimes alliterative and are always short and, most importantly, easy for you to share with your friends. Bernie referred to, and here's one now, a crumbling infrastructure, memorable label. A broken immigration system, memorable label. Donald Trump tries the same thing. He refers to crooked Hillary, lying Ted, and little Marco. Now, they may come from very different political directions, but they all attempt to do the same thing. Label a problem and make you remember it. Now, there's no reason in business why we can't do the same, but for a positive and actually a profitable impact. Perhaps it's never fail software, or uncrushable drones, or pointless Pokemon posts. You can come up with your own memorable label. Now, 2 moments that I enjoyed just for sheer political theatre was the, whoops, we should have thought about that camera angle moment. Hillary is behind the ever-wagging finger of Bernie Sanders. He does this a lot of finger pointing, you people, you should think this. But from a 2D visual aspect, well, you can see my point. And then the, this is how I really feel moment at the end of the endorsement. That requires no further explanation. Next up, let's head over to Cleveland. So much drama. According to the majority of the press, it's absolute chaos. It's falling apart. It's a disaster. All right, so they've now told us what to think. So let's look at some other cool stuff. Here's Ted Cruz doing what we thought he would do, but what the Republicans kind of hoped he wouldn't do, but he still did anyway. didn't endorse Trump.
Stand and speak and vote your conscience. Vote for candidates up and down the ticket who you trust to defend our freedom and to be faithful to the Constitution.
Wait, are you talking about yourself? Are you saying everyone's made a big mistake? I think I know where you're going with this. Cue booing from the crowd. Next up, Mike Pence. The vice presidential pick actually did something I approve of. It's simply known as self-deprecation.
He's a man known for a large personality, a colorful style, and lots of charisma. And so I guess he was just looking for some balance on the ticket. Well, for those of you who don't know me, which is most of you,
now, in any business presentation, take yourself down a peg or two, and your audience literally like you a little bit more than they did when you began. It's an effective way of buying a bit more trust. There's another memorable label. And so the political spectacle that is our United States presidential election process rolls on to Philadelphia and the DNC event, which no doubt will create many opportunities for us to discuss. Still to come, of course, is Trump's acceptance speech. More on that very soon. Have a great weekend.